Happy New Year and welcome to another episode of Your Bizarre Adventure YBA. Yes, this is exciting because I have some very interesting news. It's kind of an update from my last video. In my last video, I was hunting Rokas, private server, public server, all that stuff. And then I thought, you know, maybe hunting Rokas now is not the best way to go. Just because, just logic tells individuals that those who have the item spawn notifier are just doing that as well because they play public servers and they're looking at the chat and people are asking for Rokas and Rokas and Rokas and it's like, well, I have one. I bought one before it was the most expensive thing in the store, which I don't know who is buying them. I mean, if people are, they must really love the game. And what I don't understand is the game's numbers on this have dropped. And I'm not talking about like dropped as in like non-peak times, because every game has like non-peak times, right? Non-peak times, it drops a little. I'm talking about during peak times. It hasn't increased to where the non-peak times before all of this has happened. This game, as we remember, the people who play like all the time, used to be kind of annoying in that it would say going to a new server because it would update all the time, but we'd be glad because it would nerf some things to balance out something else, right? So there was no constant meta in the game because people could always roll for something else. They could always buy another slot. They knew that after a certain point in the game, they were going to get another slot. And this was like the great thing about the game, right? Is when I first started playing, when other individuals who were playing for a long time, they would say, "Oh, don't worry about this stand, or don't worry about six pistols, or don't worry about this, that, or whatever. You can get one of the better stands. King Crimson, you'll get him. In fact, if you make a mistake and get past him, you'll get him again. Don't worry about it." So this was a very popular game in my mind because even though you had to roll for something that had a low percentage, you could always get it because the things that you need to get rid of the stand that you have, aka the rokakas, the fruit, the roka, you could always get. And you could get them just through walking around. We all know that. Okay, so as you can see, I set it to coin. Just very quickly, the reason that I set it to coin is because I had it on Roka, but it wasn't working out the way that I wanted to, and I want to see how effective the arcade is. Now, the thing with the coin is I started this morning and I already found two. When I had it on Roka last night, I didn't find any, and it just wasn't something that was popping up. Now, you kind of have to remember like where the flashing was, because if you don't find it right away, you may lose where it could be. So I'm trying to remember in that it's probably in this general area. And of course, the flashing lights don't actually tell you where it exactly is, but the general direction. And of course, that's better than anything. And I think the lights kind of tell me that it's over here, which is a big area, but we're kind of coming toward the end. And this is actually where the last one is. And when you're back here, um, it's kind of easier to find because there's actually no new spawn places. Uh, People have told me, yeah, there's new spawn places. That's why it's harder to find. It's actually not true. Um, it's still the same spawn places. Um, it's a little more discretionary when you sell things now, because if you find something that, see, right there, I found the gold coin. So the item spawn notifier is good in finding things. It is good. Now, since I've been on here, I have had it set to pop everything up. Rokas, it still has not. I think I may have seen it once. I really haven't been paying attention, but the things that people want, like the rib cages and uh, even things like boxing gloves and things like that, are not popping up. So I think the best way to get um, Rokas are in the arcade. Are in the arcade. Now, where I generally like to start is kind of what I call the middle. You know, it's by the arcade. You know, it's by the arcade. The reason is because you can generally go in any direction once it spawns. If it looks like it might be at the top, you can quickly climb the ladder, see where it might be. If you really want to know in what direction it is in the bottom, you can quickly jump if you have a stand that can shift you like anywhere. Like let's see, like it's in this direction. You quickly zap down, right? So that's why I like to be like in this general direction. But as you saw, when it comes up, when it comes up, it's kind of easy to find. Now, obviously, the downside is it spawns less. But think of it like this, that when you're in the public server, now people are starting to farm also. And things get actually kind of like a 1v1 when you find things. I mean, you see it in chat. I mean, as soon as something pops up, someone types in Roka. I mean, it happened like the other day, Roka or something else, and people run after it. So I was like, okay, I didn't come to fight. You know, I didn't come to fight because there's already 1v1s, and now people are saying it's 2v1s. I mean, people are coming in as teams, and it's like, okay, you know, I don't mind doing the fighting thing, but you know, I mean, even though they spawn less here, there's no competition. So it leads me to what is the meta for 2021? How can this game survive? It's the weekend. It's winter break. Uh, Kids are quote unquote not supposed to be in school. Even the homeschoolers. It's not learning time. And this thing is not even at 10K playing. It's not even at 8K playing. I haven't seen 8K in over like a week. So who's playing? People who already have good stands. People who got lucky with good stands. People who really enjoy the game and know how to play these type of games. How it got to 10K, I believe, were individuals that could keep rolling for the good stands, would get them, and then could learn how to play the game. They weren't in danger of, you know, being caught up in fights all the time. They were finding rokas just by walking around. I mean, heck, I remember the way how I would get rokas is just going around the circle, and I would find something like all the time. Now, you obviously can't find anything until that spawning thing comes up, right? Till that spawning thing comes up. That's what's kind of like good and bad, is that if you see nothing, there's nothing out there. There's nothing out there. When it wasn't nerfed. That thing was just like lighting up like all the time. Now it only lights up like every once in a while, and then it only seems to be not constantly lighting up, but when it does, you see like several of them. Like I believe when it shows the gold coin, there was like maybe one other gold coin, maybe like two other, and then it kind of like stops for a while. And that kind of sucks because I'm only going to go after one, and I'm not going to really remember where the other ones were, because what you want to do is actually run after where that thing is like blinking, because as you run after it, you actually may have to change directions a little bit, right? Because like with that one, if I didn't run after it, I may not have noticed that it's actually outside the city. So that was actually a big clue that, because it hit that wall and I searched every possible place, I knew that it could be outside the wall in the train station. And the good thing about the train station is there's only certain places that things spawn. And going down that tunnel, I was hoping that it was going to be there, and it wasn't exactly there, but it was in a usual spawn place. So that's kind of what I wanted to say. Is the new meta for this game, I believe, is going to be one, people farming all the time. Two, public servers are going to be more dangerous in farming. So you may actually see an increase in private servers just for people farming certain things, and Rokas might actually come out in the arcade more than just the item spawn notifier. That's just kind of what I think. I think people will still continue this. I don't think it's going to hit 10K regularly. Um, I've been asked more and more for rib cages. I think rib cages have been kind of put to the side. People were asking more and more for Rokas to change stands, but the rib cages I think were still kept at a low rate of spawning, which is why I said in other video that one of the metas is probably going to be D4C, because those who know it are going to be very good at playing it. Those who do get it and are able to do the Love Train are just going to be not OP, but they're going to surprise new players with it, and with older players, the meta is going to move away from close attack, and the players that are going to be harder to defeat are going to be those with GER and D4C. Now, of course, the fun ones to be with are going to be Platinum Star, the World, and the ones that have gotten nerfed. So that's just kind of like my thoughts on this. Alright, so I'm going to keep continuing to farm for gold coins. I'm going to sell some of the things that I think I generally don't need. I have quite a bit of rokakas from earlier because I got lucky with the stand that I got. I got pretty quick. So you guys take care, and I will keep you updated. Now, the last time that this actually got a update was December 23rd. That's kind of strange. The last Discord talk had to do with the increase of rokakas in the arcade. That's kind of strange too. Like, people have been saying, like, what's been going on? The developers have to be hearing this. They have to be seeing a drop in the numbers. Like, why not boost it to where it previously was? I mean, why not? Why not? I just don't understand it. I don't understand why they wouldn't. I mean, yeah, it could break a game if there's too many rewards, but it can also break a game if there's no rewards and people are always asking for the same thing. If they're going on and they're hoping to get something. I mean, the very basic thing. I've been on since this morning and have gotten lucky in that when a gold coin has popped up, I've been able to find it, right? So I've been lucky that way. But if I go to like a public server, it's just like a fight because there's going to be somebody on there with an item spawn notifier, and they're going to be running the same way, or they're going to notice that maybe I have one and run with me and say, oh, he has one. So there's that too, where the meta is going to be part of your play is the 1v1 or following somebody who farming or farming yourself. So I don't know. I don't exactly know, but we got a coin and we got 2200. Let's see what we get. Let's see what we get. I got a lot of mysterious arrows and I don't see any really changes in here, but let's try one. And this is how we'll end our video. Guess you do see more rogas. Let's see. Another mysterious arrow. So, did see more rogas, but got a mysterious arrow. You guys take care. Bye.